This sounds like hell. From XXTJCXX, off-grid days at home. Summer holidays are coming up, and I was thinking that it could be a fun prep with the wife and kids to see how we manage without mains, power, and water for a day.
Oh, that could be fun.
No,
I'm sure that the family's all really excited about that.
don't get the kids involved with this stuff. Just they're gonna be fine. It's not gonna happen.
Well, actually, just to play devil's advocate here, Brian, the kids are the ones who are probably most likely to encounter this type of a scenario, being that they will, of course, live longer than us.
Fair enough. He goes, basically switch the lot off for 24 hours and see how we get on. We're not particularly geared up to be off the grid.
Oh, okay. So this is not something that you've like discussed and is like something okay. So this is not going to be fun for anyone.
Yeah, you're not ready for it, and you're bringing your kids and your wife into this thing where you're turning off all the power.
One day, though, I will say that's 1 week that would be sort of cruel, but one day it could be kind of just a fun little thing. You light some candles and you just fucking
remember that time
I don't know what you
turned off the breaker.
Yeah, I don't know what you do after. I just realized I was like, you light some candles, and I was out of ideas after that. I don't really know what you do.
Well, because we're not particularly geared up to be off the grid, so I think it would be a very useful lesson for us all to realize what we take for granted and what life might look like if the grid went down. We're pretty keen campers, so first of all, they already do this for fun. This isn't like some new.
But I listen, I kind of like that. I'm sorry. I know that we're supposed to hate these guys, but I kind of think this is taking for granted all of these things. It is kind of a good exercise for people to say, hey, this is all the stuff that we take for granted, and just, for your mind or whatever.
I like taking things for granted.
Yeah, me too. I would never do this shit myself, but yeah. I sort of applaud him for doing it.
I'm take things for granted guy. If I was a type of guy, it's guy that likes to take things for granted because I like convenience.
And a sex guy.
I'm not a sex guy.
Big sex guy.
No, I'm not a sex guy. You got the guest doing it now.
Like, I love that. Well, because he's listened before.
No, but I've listened and I've observed your behaviors and heard you on other shows. Like, you are a guy that likes to, get it on.
Yeah, no.
I like getting it on. This is the part about it that sucks, because I do like to get it.
The part about it that sucks is your damn freaking lips.
The worst part of EOD is going to be trying to get to hedonism.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Brian's just going to be like, does anybody know if a boat to go to Jamaica, please, so I can do a 3-way before I die?
That's not what's going to happen. A. B. I don't think hedonism's going to be running if the SHTF, if the shit hits the fan.
I kind of feel like it will be one of the last places that you could go and still have a good time.
Maybe me and Tom and Bunny can go over there and,
Yeah. Tom and Bunny dead day one if things go awry.
They're at I'm telling you, if you're not a patron or if you've never watched the stream, we did a stream recently where we looked at a Des Moines, Iowa swingers club.
Yeah, Kevin, it's really quite these people, Tom and Bunny, they do sex. They travel. I was going to say tourism, but sex tourism is really negative. But they like travel around the country, going to sex clubs, and they are just like two classic swingers. And yeah, Brian, this place that we saw,
there's box fans everywhere, and like the lighting was bad. Then they go into what we've learned through Tom and Bunny, which is nice. We've learned that playrooms are the most depressing places on the planet.
The playroom is where you go to have sex at the sex club. And that when they show them, this one had a rolling medical cart in it, just like with a bunch of little like lubes and stuff on the side. And it looks like a prison bed, like a single. Oh, it was really like somebody said it really sent a shiver down there. Like it really made them feel uncomfortable when they first showed it. And I agree. It seemed horror like, definitely.
But to be clear, Tom and Bunny that's what Chris and I learned from them, but Brian,
I
you've kind of known that for years because of your
Oh,
involvement in the
Yeah,
community.
Brian, oftentimes Kevin will be watching this stuff and I'm just like, well, what the heck's going on here? And Brian's just like, well, that's a firm holder. That's where
I don't
that's
even
the
know what
thing
a
that
farm
holds
holder is.
that's
You
the thing
get
that holds
10
up your nuts while you're getting a blowjob or whatever at the blowjob bar. And I'm
Oh, they
like,
have
what? I've never heard of any of this.
10 grand in Lego, and like 1,500 of that is all pineapple based.
Oh
Lego
yeah,
product.
he's got
I don't
all
like
of these.
pineapples. Chris has
Question.
pineapple sheets at his house. And
Well,
he-
that is
I mean,
true. I do have pineapple sheets. It's a little bit, it does not bode well for me. And also, Ariel, my girlfriend who I live with, she put them on upside down and took a photo and posted it.
Yeah.
And so it didn't look good for me. But yeah, listen, the pineapples I have are right side up, non-swinger sheets.